I'm Nick, and if you know anything about this channel, you know I've talked about building productive habits and a lot of things, or rather a lot of information that I've been bombarding about how to improve. No matter how much I may talk or how much I may try and improve things myself, watching other things on YouTube, it may take some time, but soon enough a realization may hit that it hasn't changed anything, or rather nothing from those videos have been implemented, and I'm back at square one, with the only difference being that I've just spent time doing nothing. So this has a bit to do with time management and more so the effort of trying to be productive. But today I want to talk about more the illusion of learning something new, or at least thinking that you're learning something new or saving time or whatever. So of course, when I'm looking at self-improvement videos, I want to watch as much as possible to improve myself as much as possible. But a common thing that may happen is you're blindly consuming the content without actually doing anything about it. And I wouldn't blame you. It's very easy to get in this mindset of you need to learn something new, keep watching, keep learning without actually learning. So how do we stop this, fix this, whatever you want? It's to just be more mindful about what you're consuming online. And from that, to be selective with what you are watching is just as important, or rather ties into that quite well. And what helps with that is of course self-awareness, reflection, whatever you want to call it. That will help you decide what is truly valuable for your personal growth, or rather what videos are truly valuable. So how do we actually learn with these videos and not waste our time? And an easy way to do that without actively implementing the learnings is take notes. So that may come as a shock to the system, doing something you would normally do for school just for your general life, but taking notes is very useful for retaining information, or rather taking notes boosts your understanding of something. And when something's easier to understand, it's easier to remember, it's easier to retain that information for when something actually crops up, when you do need to implement the information, it's much easier to remember what you learned and do it. So that's good and all about all the benefits of notes, but actually taking the notes is important. And I just want to make a point as to just copying what someone is saying isn't going to help. Rather, putting it into your own words is much better. And an easy way to do that is to summarize main points. Use keywords, a lot of stuff that links to each other, and little personal insights. So aside from notes, I've also talked about to implement the videos instead. But when should you know whether the notes you should focus on or implementing the video is what you should focus on? And that just comes down to simple assessment to see if it's relevant. If that's not coming to you easily though, it's best to look back on your current goals, your current tasks, maybe what you're trying to learn from this video, how that will impact your goal, or what you're striving for currently, and see if there's any correlation or any way they could link up together and what you're watching could be used. And if not, notes. Okay, so we've realized we don't need the note, we may need to implement it. And it's important to use intention. And of course, you're probably doing that either way, intentionally using the information, but more thinking of how it will affect the goal in its entirety and what you're actually accomplishing by using the information that you've learned. And of course, with any of these things, celebrate those small victories. Even work towards just making the small improvements happen first. As like I've talked about a lot before, you compound those small victories and they'll end up being greater than trying to do everything all at once. So yeah, to know if you're using your time well, watching something, make sure that's something you can implement and that you can see once implemented how that will help you. If not, take notes on it if it's still helpful. But more than anything, don't mindlessly watch stuff that you think will help and not using it in any way. So more than anything, make the most of the time that you have set aside to learn something by actually realizing if you're really learning or really learning something that you can use now. But hey, that's it. Thanks for watching. Here's some more videos of the channel if you want to check them out. But other than that, see you later.